One of the things that sticks out to me is unbiased perspectives, because a lot of the things that I might read or when I'm trying to stay up with technology, they all have a bias, right? They all have a bent. Everything that we sort of listen to or watch, it's got some sort of angle to it. And when I'm talking to other members in the TAA, their bias is really maybe their own experiences, but a lot of those experiences are shared between us. We've had the same things and we connect over those shared experiences. And so when I'm asking them a question, they're really sharing their experience and their perspective, but they're not trying to sway me one way or the other, right? They're not trying to entice me to buy something, right? They're not trying to get me to close the next big deal there. And so I think that's one of the things that I love the most is that I can filter through the noise and I can say, hey, what's your experience been like with, vendor X or technology X or whatever the case may be? And know that really I'm getting their honest answers that really are valuable to me, because I take everything else that's said from the vendors and all these other pieces with a grain of salt. And they're only showing me the good, right? And, none of the bad. And I need the full, complete picture so that as I'm advising my clients, I can tell them, hey, here's really what you're going to get yourself into. The worst thing that I want to do is try to sell them on everything that it could do and not really share with them the potential downsides, because that's why they trust me is I'm trying to do the same thing with them. I'm trying to give them an unbiased opinion about something that says, hey, here's really what others are experiencing. And so, to me, that's one of the big things that I get listening to all these other folks is just their invaluable perspectives on what it's really like to be on the front lines and dealing with these different vendors of technology. What is implementation like? What is post install like, from a support perspective there. And so we really can't get that anywhere else, other than like going to industry events, but those only happen, a certain time of year. I've got to travel there. There's other expenses. And so the fact that we can all do this virtually, is extremely valuable for me, because then I don't have to wait until that next event to happen to catch someone in a conversation about that very thing that I was wondering. I could be 20 feet away from somebody else at one of these events, and they could be having a conversation that's applicable to me, and I don't know it just because I didn't meet them. I wasn't, privy to, that particular conversation. And so that's what's great about the TAA is while it's open for all of us, it's closed off to the rest of the world. And those are two very sort of unique characteristics that are great. It's sort of like, this big almost group therapy thing where it's like we can all get together and sort of share, but we still can maintain that sense of privacy, as we're doing it. There's so much value for me in even hearing things that are not applicable to me today, simply because I'm getting insight into the kind of deals that other people are looking at, industries that they're dealing with, challenges and hurdles that they're doing. And so even though it doesn't directly affect me in that moment, there's still value add for me because I'm learning.